What's up, guys? Eric the Human here with El Machete, and welcome back to another fun-filled episode of Anime Time. So we talked about in the first episode that we're doing 3 episodes, but now we're only going to do 2 episodes reviews. And this one again is the Attack on Titan, season 2, episode 4 and 5, or if you want to count it by the real numbers, it's 29 and 30, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So, a little recap of what happened was they're being attacked by a bunch of random fucking Titans because they think there's a breach in the wall. Then shit is starting to go down. The 4 scouts that are with Connie, Krista, Ymir, Bertold, and Reiner.
And
they are.
that's it, yeah.
That's it. I know, right? I'm good. I'm not as inebriated as last time, so I can talk more. The scouts died. They were in the shit, and then
dude, 2 of them got taken out by a rock just like that.
Yeah,
fucking
the Beast Titan.
Yeah,
homeboy,
hucking it.
Yeah, and yeah, it was nuts. And then the end of the episode 4, you see Ymir jump off the edge of the top of the tower, and she changes. And as this show is the biggest cock tease in the world, they cut the episode. And then luckily we had another episode to watch where you get to see a little backstory on Ymir and Krista. And you find out that Ymir knows that Krista is a part of the royal family, and that she is a bastardized child of
the royal family.
Yeah, and so they won't recognize her, and that she had to pretty much change her name, live a humble life, and then join the scouts or the cadets or whatever. And then and then you see in episode 5, you see Ymir change into a little tiny Titan that is super vicious. It's like a fucking Wolverine.
A bobcat.
And yeah, she pretty much sacrifices herself to get them
to save them, but mostly
right at
Krista.
And then Ymir is getting overwhelmed by Titans, and she ends up getting eaten. And right when Krista is about to get eaten because she freaks out and runs towards the pile of Titans that are eating Ymir's Titan, fucking cavalry shows up, and finally there's a big payoff of all them fucking kicking ass, and then Eren, being a doofus, fucks up and falls.
Gets his first kill.
Yeah, fucking falls like a dummy. So yeah, but everyone but Ymir is alive.
He's doing all right.
Yeah,
everyone's doing fine.
Reiner is now injured, and then
because he went and fucking tries to suplex.
Oh yeah, that was super badass.
Chuck went out the window. Little I think they're a 7 meters. They go 5 meter.
And so, and then the preview for the next episode, which is out now, you can go watch that. We're gonna watch it after this. We just didn't want to do anything to skew our views of what happened. We just want our theories and stuff. And Esteban hasn't seen it either, so it's gonna be good. The preview shows what I'm assuming is it's Eren being grabbed by the armored Titan, and I think it's going to be them fucking fighting, and I can't wait for
big
that.
rumble.
Yeah.
The rumble
so now that I gave a nice recap because I'm not fucking inebriated, Esteban, what'd you think?
Let's go into episode what would be technically their 4.
Season 2, episode 4.
Yeah, it's what do they call it? Oh god, I don't even know now. Great.
I don't know. But it's pretty. I think that episode was pretty boring.
Yeah, it was all basically them trying to survive at that little.
It had a couple cool
castle.
moments. It showed that Ymir is different because she was able to read the old
writing.
Yeah, the old writing. So that means she is very old. Cause
yeah, and I'm thinking at that point the show in the show they have Ymir's digging through a box and she pulls out canned food.
Yeah.
Now, if you remember Reiner looking at it...
Yeah, I thought it was a pocket watch in the last, in the preview. It's not. It's fucking canned.
It's canned food, but Reiner not only reacts to her knowing what it says.
Yeah.
He reacts to it being fucking canned food.
Yeah.
Because remember, let's be real, canned food didn't come into existence you have to be well into somewhat of a technology advance, as weird as it to say, because I don't know, canned food has to be machined
and preserved.
Exactly,
Yeah.
and if you look, like if they would have had canned food, they wouldn't be in famine behind the walls. But he's like shocked at canned food.
I didn't even think about that.
If you really look at him, he almost seems shocked at
he's shocked at that first, and then that is quickly overlapped by the fact that he can't even read what it says on there, but Ymir can.
You know, if you remember,
but they talk about how that the Attack on Titan world, the humans have been around for a long time, and they are advanced. But then when the Titans came, literally the entire world was pushed into this little society. Yeah. And that's why. Mm-hmm. So that just means that at one point they did have canned food technology. I wouldn't honestly, in my opinion, I wouldn't look into it too much because that is an old castle.
I've looked into it
because like they have ODM gear.
Yeah, and that's like way beyond what you consider advanced. Like that's some crazy shit.
Yeah, exactly.
But if you also remember, like the recognition of lettering, because Rhino makes a big deal. Mm-hmm. Earlier in that episode, Gelgar, or I believe that's the name, Pompadour, reacts to not knowing what the bottle says of liquor.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
So that kind of sets up this idea that like even someone who's older than all these kids doesn't know how to read this language.
Yeah. But Ymir did.
But Ymir knows.
But again, I don't think I've put into it. I think that was just kind of a thing just to show that she's old. Yeah. And that canned food is old. Uh-huh. I wouldn't look into it too much. I might be wrong, and the next couple episodes I think it's nothing to look into.
I haven't found anything. If you guys can find something that that proves this, that would be awesome.
Yeah.
But other than that,
one thing I forgot to mention in the recap was fucking showing how Ymir got her powers. She got
I was waiting for you to react to that.
It's a huge thing. Yeah, it was a huge thing because it shows Reiner and Bertold and another dude that is unnamed at the moment.
I don't believe.
I'm sure he has a name.
His name's Marcel. So they call him.
It shows that Marcel is getting eaten by a. At first, it's just a flashback for Reiner to see that like. He doesn't want to die because his friend sacrificed himself so he could make it through to the wall. Because as Esteban talked in the first episode, I think we talked about how they all snuck into the wall when the Colossal Titan attacked. And it shows that their buddy got eaten. And when he got eaten, he got eaten by Ymir. It was Ymir as a mindless Titan. And then that's how she got the powers, and that is the first time that they've actually shown that if a regular Titan eats somebody that's a shifter, they become a shifter, and that explains why Ymir can do that. Mm-hmm. And that was a cool revelation too. In the grand scheme of things, that it was pretty cool. And then
because it shows him when she finally in episode 5 when she does fully shift, he reacts to that and like both of them do. He more so because it was Marcel that saved him from this mindless Titan. Yeah. And like you see him kind of like mad react to it to the point where he hurts Krista.
And they make up to the point to where Ymir's Titan still has the same eyes. So that's what I'm sorry, I covered my fucking mouth. Ymir's Titan has the same eyes as the mindless Titan and then her shifter Titan. Yeah. They still have the same. It's all black with a yellow iris. That's how you can tell that it is Ymir that did that. How about your favorite thing that you caught on this was your third time?
This was I mean that sums up all of pretty much what goes
down. Those are the big 4 and 5 they talk about.
Actually you're right. 4 and 5 those are pretty much like the main points. But now like minor things that occur in 4 and 5. Or not, I mean...
Well, just that one shot.
Not to mention 4. It's 5 only, when Krista finally tells Ymir, like, fuck it, don't worry about the tower, bring this motherfucker down. Yeah. When the tower starts to fall, like, they don't think Ymir's going to make it if we pull up a picture and zoom in on Bertold, you'll see, because remember...
I don't have to zoom in, man. That picture...
shows it pretty well,
It's Bertold, like...
Reiner's got a kink in his arm. He's not going to go, but you see Bertold like about to clamp. Yeah. And it took me 2 times to actually watch the episode and then pay attention to the outskirt of what's going on to see that. Yeah. So that means like he was desperate. They were desperate enough to where...
It confirms that he's a shifter, which I don't think they've done in the show yet.
They haven't confirmed anyone else being a shifter.
Now Ymir, Eren, and what the fuck is her name? Annie, yeah.
Ymir, yeah, and now we can confirm Bertold most likely.
And most likely Reiner as well.
Yeah.
Because they were talking about going back. That's another thing. They were talking about going back to their hometown, not going home, their hometown. Yeah. They want to go back. They want to leave the wall. They want to go back to where they came from. Because
we know they're...
I think they're way over their head now in whatever the fuck their plan was, sneaking in and everything. They're way over their fucking head. And no, it confirms both of them were shifters because they were with their buddy trying to sneak in. And he was a shifter, obviously.
Yeah.
So it confirms both of them are shifters. We don't know what, but we need to...
I know what they shift into. But what's going to be great is once we do see them shift.
And so it's interesting. It's really it's going to be cool. I'm really excited about it. Overall, episode 5 was fucking killer. The first half of it took way too fucking long. The problem I had with it was the snow scene of them trying to get fucking what's-his-face.
Well, it shows more so, they don't care about dads. It shows mostly that Krista is not trying to survive.
Yeah.
She's a character that, if you remember in the first season, she's like a very loving, caring person. I made a joke to Eric, there's a part where she saves Jean, Armin, and Reina. Yeah. And they all say like the same sort of pattern. I think it happened also before that. It was another time. But Armin goes like she's an angel. Jean goes, she's a goddess. And then Reina goes, and one day my wife.
Yeah. And then he said that in episode...
He says that...
4, I think? When she's patching him up.
When she's patching him, I'm going to marry you. I think it said again another time when Krista calms down a group of people. Yeah. And it's during the Battle of Trost. And again, it's the same pattern. Angel, goddess. And Ymir actually says it in Someday My Wife. So... She wants to help people, but she has this sort of catch-22 of I'm gonna help you, but we're probably we're gonna die in the end.
Yeah, and she's okay with that. And but yeah, I thought it I liked the story, I liked the build-up of everything, but I felt it took way too long. I thought it didn't have to be the whole half of that episode. Yeah, it was way too long. But it was cool. I liked it. I liked the backstory, but again. This show is just all about the fucking cock tease, and it's that these 2 episodes were just huge cock teases. Yeah,
because they're setting up for the big Royal Rumble.
Because I love the. I'm totally fine with the cock teases on the previews, but to cliffhang Ymir changing and not even getting to see what she looks like was a fucking problem with me. I hate that. At least. We're gonna come back and watch it. At least give us the whole. Let me see what she looks like. Because they even showed she even showed the cool ass transformation that they did, and then it just ended. I was just God damn it! And then you had to wait the whole first half of the next episode to see it. Yeah, that's a fucking problem.
Because they go back and they backtrack.
Because they easily could have just shown, even if they didn't show it at the end of that episode, they could have shown it at the beginning of the next episode, then cut to Krista, and then have her kind of mind whatever, and then do the flashback. Her thinking, and then it does a flashback to the snowy mountain, and then being a promise of when I reveal my secret.
Tell her name.
Yeah. Which her name is Historia. Yeah. Which is a stupid fucking name.
One thing that was kind of interesting was shifters do have a healing factor. We saw it.
Eren literally lost his leg.
Eren. You remember
the first episode, or
the fourth episode, something like that. He gets jump grabbed and then he gets his arm taken. But then when he comes out of the Titan, he's got his arm and leg back. No different than Ymir at the end. But I'm guessing this probably has to...
Well, Ymir at the end was beat the fuck up.
Yeah.
She died. Fucking spoiler, but if you're here, you should have seen the episode. She died. She's definitely dead. She had a chunk taken out of her here. She was missing her arm. She was
bleeding a lot. Yeah, bleeding a lot.
No, there was a chunk it's gone. It looked like a big chunk taken out.
And then
I'm pretty sure she's dead.
And then what's kind of funny is because they show way back in the cadet training corps or whatever, when Eren eats it on the practice ODM gear. He goes head first into the ground. Yeah. There's a part where he's sitting there all dazed and dumb. Full picture.
Is it from this?
From the first, no, it shows that like they can heal outside of the Titan.
Oh.
They'll show Titan steam coming off the top of his head.
Oh, really?
It's super interesting.
That's in the first season?
That's in the first season.
Oh, yeah, I'll have to dig through. Try to find that.
And so it's kind of weird to see that, he can do it outside the Titan form, yet Rhina, on a very simple bite.
Yeah.
And like you even brought up, like, great control, because, it takes injury plus goal.
We think, at least. Because you said it might be just them.
It's self-inflicted is what I thought. But then you brought up, like, well, no, because Eren's not self-inflicted.
Yeah.
He loses his arm and his leg. But I think what keeps Rhina out from it is they kind of figure out when Eren's training with the Survey Corps, it needs to be injury plus intent. So I think the only thing is still Rhina. I mean, no. Rhina's intent was to stay fucking alive. He could have easily gone still. Because Eren shifts to grab a fucking spoon.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
And Rhina gets munched on. He's trying to save mostly himself, but he manages not to shift.
That's right, I forgot about the spoon.
Yeah, I think that was super interesting part because it shows that, like, clearly Rhina and most likely would-be Bertold have great control of their shifting ability.
So, any theories you got to close it out here?
Big thing I'm thinking is Ymir's not dead.
Okay.
There's no way she's not dead. These 2 episodes, I mean, I told you kind of right.
Yeah, because she's old.
Yeah.
And so, like, she has a lot of knowledge to be passed down that I think is important. So, yeah, I hope she's not dead, but I think she's fucking dead.
And there's no really, like, I mean, other than the fact that if we'll see a conclusion to Connie's village. And
they talked about it again,
and figure that thing. Ymir does a really good job of, like, are you fucking serious, dude? Like, no one could be a Titan, blah, blah, blah. Even though she clearly knows that, the average person would become a Titan.
Yeah.
These 2 episodes, I think I told you, kind of work together very well and then wrap themselves up with a nice bow.
This was a good 2 episodes to review.
Yeah, so there's no real strange, like, kind of like, other than the fact that, Ymir's a Titan and Connie's village still looms, but the most of the storytelling of these 2 episodes wrapped themselves up nicely. Yeah,
definitely. I think my only theory is that next episode 6, is going to be, that's definitely I think it's the Armored Titan grabbing him. Doesn't really show for very long, but I think it is. I hope it is. I really like the Armored Titan, and I'd really like to see him back in action.
What another theory is for me, or thinking of what's going to be the next progression, is something seriously is going to happen between Rhina and Bertold. Because Bertold surprisingly keeps his calm minus the attempted bite, but Rhina is slowly starting to, like, lose his mind. And,
he's the one that wants to go back to their hometown.
Yeah, he's kind of seems done with it. And you saw this a little bit with Annie in the latter half of the first season, is she starts to lose it.
Yeah, she went rogue, like, full on. Like, because Reiner didn't, Reiner, whatever. He had no part in her transformation. Neither did Bertold.
No, like they were very much out of the loop. Yeah. So she clearly, I mean, again, remember, these are, they come into the wall at like 8 or 9. They're in the cadets at around 15 or a little bit older, and they're in the military by the time they're 18. Yeah. So these are like kids trying to conduct, like, covert ops behind
they're most likely forced into. That's why I really want to see some flashbacks of their hometown, because I want to see if they were willing to do this or they were forced to because, like, they were best fit.
We only have one flashback to the hometown, but it's only Annie and her father, and that's when she really starts to lose it. So that's why I'm saying now with Rhina is we're starting to see him lose it, and I believe we'll see a flashback and him turning, shifting, and in a mass panic of some sort. That's what that's the sort of train of thought. That's what I'm believing is going to happen.
So what would you rate this block of episodes? These 2 blocks.
In what we've seen,
in how many out of 5 ODM swords?
I wish we didn't rate the first 3. I'll rate the first 3 just to give you a gauge. The first 3 were a solid 4. About 4.5. 2 chops off that last sword.
Okay.
This one more of probably a 3, mostly because things weren't. It was a lot of storytelling, but the action was there. There was,
I would
in the tower they had to fight. You saw the fucking the scouts be badass.
I don't know. I feel like we got more answers in these 2 episodes than we did all of the first 3.
Mm-hmm.
And so just for that sole reason, I would give it a 3.5. I would give it like a 4 if it didn't take so fucking long. Like they could have fit way more into these 2 episodes. That's my only complaint.
So that's for 4 and 5?
4 and 5 is a 3.5. I won't rate the first because I agree with you on how good it was, but it could have been better. These 2 could have been better if they weren't as long, or not like they just spent too much time on certain chunks.
Yeah.
I was entertained the whole way through. I was yelling at the screen. Fucking cock tease show, number 1 cock tease.
So yeah, both about 3.5.
Yeah. So there you go. I think that's about it. Hope you guys enjoyed this. If you did, please leave a like and let us know in the comments below, as Esteban said, anything you guys want to tell us about the show. No spoilers for any episodes further. No manga spoilers, nothing like that.
Yeah, only what we've seen or what we've theorized.
Tell us we're wrong. Go ahead, like, whatever. And thank you for subscribing. And we'll see you guys next time.
Laters.